Hey guys. Hello everyone. Welcome to the channel. I hope you're doing well. Every so often I do these live streams on the channel, and usually it's to share with you guys a tutorial, a style, a quick review, or just to say hey. And in today's video, I wanted to share with you, hold on one second. I want to share with you this Prism palette I use to create this eye look. So we're going to talk about it in just one second. I'm trying to get the lighting. Well, yay, you guys are heading on it. Okay, great. I'm going to actually pull up the live stream so that I can see all of your comments as they happen. And yeah, I just wanted to tweak the lighting just a little bit so you guys can see the eye look I created. Oh my gosh, I am like so amazed by this really, really cute eye look I created. Thank you, Cookies. Hey girl. Good to see you. Thank you. This is the Anastasia, as you I'm sure gleaned from the title of this video. I created this eye look using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Prism palette. I purchased this palette, oh my gosh, months and months and months ago. It was actually out of stock for quite a long time on at Ulta. And like now, I don't know how regularly they keep it in stock, but it was very hard to get my hands on. And I really just wanted it just to kind of have it because these colors were a little frightening to me. I'm not a makeup person. Like you guys know, I do hair stuff on this channel, and I'm actually going to show you my hair really quickly. This is a protective style. And this is Marley hair, or no, Kanekalon hair. And then I have my hair up in a bun. And this is how I've been wearing my hair for, if you guys follow me on Snapchat, you know I've been wearing my hair like this for almost a week. It's the perfect protective style, especially if you do not want to have to do your hair all the time. My baby hairs are laid down using the Groganics DHT blocker system. This stuff, you guys, I will put a link to it. Every time I talk about my edges and having used this product, because it really helps to strengthen your edges, and you know, if they're fragile or they've been falling out or anything of that nature, it will help them to grow in, become revitalized, be really healthy, and just thicken up. But the other great thing about it is that it holds your hairs in place indefinitely until like you're ready for them to move. And so it has like very little alcohol. I don't think it has any alcohol in it. Certainly no drying alcohols. So it's like my favorite product. I love it, love it, love it. All right, so that's it with the hair. I want to talk about this palette. So as you can see, I have this sort of, I don't even know what to call this look. It's almost like, hey, Jackie. It's almost like this holographic looking sort of iridescent purple. And then I have a richer purple and then some black. And I actually put a little under the eyes as well. If you guys want me to do like a tutorial on this look, I would be happy to. I didn't because sometimes, you know, makeup tutorials are not really what I do on this channel a lot. So I only do them if it's something that you guys want to see. But my main goal and objective was to share this palette with you if you haven't already seen it, or if you've been kind of on the fence about getting it. It came out right after the Subculture palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills came out. And there was a lot of drama around that palette because people had great difficulty using them. And then there was just some drama, which I'm not going to get into, with the brand and with influencers. And it was just not very pretty. But I love Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow palettes. I have this other one, Modern Renaissance, which I have used on the channel quite often. And like, as you can see, I've like hit pan on some of these, you know, so I love the shadows. They're really easy to blend. If you're not a pro at doing this kind of stuff. I feel like they're really easy colors to work with. I'm just keeping an eye on my battery life because something is wrong with my battery. So I'm trying to charge it as we go because I really wanted to share this with you guys. Okay, so yeah, so this is the look I created, and I'm going to tell you what colors I use, and I'm going to do quick swatches of some of the colors just because you may be interested in this palette and want to get it. I do feel like I was hesitant about using this palette. Like, I got it because I like Anastasia Beverly Hills, and there were a couple of colors I thought maybe I could work with, but because these colors are awfully shimmery, I had really stayed away from this palette. It has some shimmers and some black colors or matte colors in it, and I was just intimidated because, first of all, a lot of the colors are cooler colors. I tend to do warmer colors. And I just didn't know how to work with some of this stuff. So today I just upped and decided I was going to use it. Had some personal drama going on and I was like, let me do my makeup. So anyway, before my battery runs out, I'm going to do some quick swatches so you guys can see the colors I use. And I'm going to tell you, like, if you want me to do a tutorial, please do let me know. This video is like all over the place. It's shambles, it's rambling probably, I don't know, but I just wanted to come on here and share this with you because I'm so excited about this palette, and I feel like it is a shimmery palette that is mature skin friendly. I don't feel like it ages me around the eyes. I feel like they're shimmers, but they meld into the skin really well and they don't kick up a lot of texture around the eyes or anything of that nature. So I wanted to share it with you guys so that you have some other options for when you want to get all jazzed up. Or if you're a person who likes color, you know, I feel like this is probably a really good palette to invest in. So the colors I used, because I have hooded eyes, I use a technique where I go in first with my light colors, and I go in with my light colors to create lid space. So I have hooded eyes. See this little fold here? It's a fold. So if I lift up, then you see there's all that skin in there, right? So my crease tends to get hidden. So I have to use special techniques for my eyes. And then also because I have, you know, I'm going to be 46 in a few months, or 47 in a few months. I have all the challenges we have, you know, around our eye area with texture and stuff like that. So what I did was I used this color, and it is called Dimension, and it reminds me, I was saying earlier, it reminds me of like a hologram. It reminds me of Jim in the hologram. If you all remember, it's just that kind of a color. It's here, and I'm gonna put it on here, although I don't even think this is a good representation of the color because I don't know that we put our colors on this way, but this is kind of what it looks like. It almost looks lavender here, but it's a very iridescent purple. So I used that color and I just patted it on my lid, and then at the top of my fold, slightly above the top of my fold. And the reason I did that was to make it look like I have more lid space than I actually do have. All right, so that's the first thing I did, and I pat it on instead of swiping it on. Like if you watch a lot of the YouTube videos, you'll see girls doing this a lot when they put on their makeup. When you're older, I feel like you want to just pat it on and then only swipe when you're trying to blend. And you want to use your fingers to blend. The reason I say that is because if you have any texture around the eye, swiping a powder back and forth or swiping anything with glitter or anything that has shimmer in it is just going to enhance that textured look. So patting it on seems to work really, really well, and it keeps everything nice and smooth. And so that's what I do. And I pat it all over this eye area to try to create the area where I wanted my lid to be expanded to. Then I went over it with the darker colors just to kind of contour and create those shadows and those shades, just to make it look like my eyes are actually bigger than what they are. So after I put this on, I went in this area, which is, if you touch here, you can feel your brow bone, and then you feel that divot beneath it, right? And so that's where your crease would actually sort of be. It's kind of where that socket is. It's the bottom of that brow bone. And so in that area, I first use this Unity color, and I'll swipe this really quickly so you can see it. It looks very yellow. On the skin, it doesn't come out quite that way. And this is not doing it justice, but I put that on just to have a nice sort of foundation for the other colors, which I wanted to pop a little bit more in terms of creating the, you know, the shadow. So a lot of times I'll use a lighter color underneath and a darker color over top because it helps the other colors to pop more. So after I use that, I use this Eden color. And I'll do this really quickly so you can see that's a really pretty sort of pinky peachy color. Thank you, sweetie. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. Girl, I feel so fast. Yes, this is so pretty to me. And I'm just amazed that I did it. So you can see what that looks like. Isn't that a beautiful, soft color? Oh my gosh. These colors are so complementary to, you know, our skin tones, you know, aging or older women, but then also just warm women of color sort of tones to begin with. So I went over with that, and then I began to contour around the eye. So I did somewhat of a halo eye in that I put a dark color here, and then I put a dark color on the inner corner. And I used this Osiris color for that. And I'm just going to swipe this really quickly so you can see what it looks like. Isn't that pretty? It's so gorgeous. Love this color. I love, 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 love it. And so I use that. This is what it looks like. And I just pat that in again. Patting, 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 always patting, not swiping because we don't want to create extra texture around our mature eyes. And then I went in on the very end with this black color. And this is like a true black. Like some blacks look gray, but this is like very black. It's almost like a carbon kind of black. You know, like I know MAC has a really good black that's a really true black. This definitely is, and it builds up nicely. All these colors build up nicely, and as you can see, they blend together really well as well. So I did my regular makeup, and for my foundation, I used Fenty 390. Which is a bit dark for me. But then I use the matchsticks. Of course, I can't find my Fenty foundation. Oh, here it is. I used Fenty 390. Thank you, Double R. It is dark for me, but I use the matchsticks like you guys saw me do, I think previously. I think I did that on the channel. And I used a color called Caramel to just lighten the areas that I wanted lightened, and it worked out perfectly. As you can see, it looks like it's a very good match for my skin. So the Fenty brand, like their foundations to me are gorgeous. I love the way they look. It doesn't feel like you have anything on, even if you have oily skin. They're mature skin friendly. They're perfect. If you find a color and you're like in between shades and you don't want to buy two colors, you can buy, you know, a darker color, I guess. That's what I did. And then I just use the matchsticks and concealer to lighten things up, and it works out perfectly for me. So I did that. And then I used the same colors that I used up here beneath the eye. And I don't normally do that, but to me, that was a test as to whether or not. Hey, Jackie, thank you again, sweetie. But that was a test to me about whether these would be mature skin friendly. Because to me, when you have mature skin, you want to be really careful about putting powders underneath here because it can bring out, if you have any texture, wrinkles, fine lines beneath the eyes, it can really bring those out. And I found that these didn't. Like, I never put stuff beneath my eye, but I tried it out because I fell in love with this color. Oh, it's such a beautiful color. Like on the lid, I just want to put a little more on here. Oh, it's such, look at that. It's such a beautiful color. Oh, anyway, I wanted to put a little bit of that like beneath the eye just to bring it out. and it was beautiful. And so then I was like, okay, well, let me go into the deeper purple and put that in. And so that's what I did. I put a little bit of the deeper colors, mostly on the edge, on out. And then I even went in with a little bit of the black, really close to my lash line, and bringing that to this outer edge as well. So this has a nice little finished edge, and, you know, and it all kind of works together. I just saw, hold on one second. Let me get to the chat because I just saw a question. Did you use concealer under your eyes? Yes. So I use the, after I put my Fenty foundation on, let me tell you this. Not only did I put concealer on, but I tested out this new powder I got because I'm in this beauty room and, or makeup group, and some of the ladies in the group were talking about a new powder that came out from Black Radiance. I am doing great, Brown Eyes. How are you? Beautiful. But they were telling me about this powder, so I actually did something else I don't normally do, which is using a powder. So beneath the eyes, one of the things I did was I used the, you know what, and I'm going to put a link to everything I used beneath the video so you guys can see them and check them out at your leisure. Because you may already have some of these, or you may want to try them or read more about them. But I use this NAR Creamy Radiance concealer beneath my eyes. And I like this because it's very hydrating to the under eye area, so you don't have to worry about it looking like really cakey and dry and all that kind of stuff. I don't like full coverage. I like something that's, you guys know I'm all about keeping the radiance going. So I use this, but then I also used the Caramel Matchsticks, also by Fenty. And I used it because I know it goes with the foundation. And I needed to lighten everything because I got a darker foundation. So I wanted to just use that to counterbalance everything. So it went, you know, it looks proper. We can't have no real dark face and lighter neck or vice versa. So we want to keep everything copacetic. I sounded real old right then, but y'all know what I'm talking about. All right, so I used a little bit of this as well, just to brighten, you know, just to help blend the brightness from the under eye with the color down here from my darker foundation. Also, I really like the look of and feel of these. It is a stick, so I didn't think it would work for me, but I love these. Like, I wear these just alone sometimes. No foundation. I'll just use the matchsticks, and they're great. I notice my concealer brings out more, my lines more, but it's from Bare Minerals. I don't use Bare Minerals. Is it their powder one? Do you use a powder one, or do you use a liquid from them? I used to swear by Bare Minerals for years. But the thing I don't like about Bare Minerals is that they don't have enough foundation colors for women of color. Like, all of them go red on me for whatever reason. Because I used to do their powder. And then at the time I was using them, the only concealers they had were powder concealers, and I would never use a powder beneath my eye because not for concealers and to go right on my skin. No, it's creamy, not a powder. Oh, maybe I'll try that, double R, but maybe I won't since you said it brings out your lines. I don't know. If it's thick, that could be part of it, but I'm gonna tell you what, this Creamy Radiance, it works beautifully, beautifully. Even if you just want to, you know, rock your own skin, but you have some, you know, discoloration you want to get rid of, you could use this. It looks very natural on the skin, and it is very hydrating. And if you have oily skin like I do, it goes perfectly. I will turn 51 this year. I'm afraid to do all the contouring and highlighting. What do you think? Is this something I need to do, even for a woman of my age? Girl, Brown Eyes, I think you could do whatever you want to do, honey. I think it's about how we do it. Like, I contoured today. I used a contour from Sephora. I did everything because I wanted to get, like, the most out of this look. I wanted it to go together. I feel like you can't do like an eye like this and not bring everything up, you know, so you have a nice pop. So you have a nice